If you think that Sandals Caribbean Cay is just Sandals Royal Caribbean with a new sign slapped out front, no, this is a real rebuild. And perhaps it might be the most important reopening happening in Jamaica right now. Let's get straight to the point. Sandals Royal Caribbean is turning into Sandals Caribbean Cay, and it is reopening alongside a $200 million project, which is going to span across this new resort, Sandals Montego Bay, and also Sandals South Coast in White House, Jamaica. This is all part of the big Sandals 2.0 renovation push, of course, happening after the awful hurricane that happened in 2025. And yes, this one matters because Sandals Royal Caribbean was always a very specific resort. It was always a little bit dated, a little bit older, quite unique. It had a certain ambiance to it. And even though it was a property I enjoyed, it never was a property that was going to make it into the very top rankings. Now the brand is trying to turn it into something that is a little less quiet, a little bit more big, a little bit more robust, more modern, more innovative, and truly part of the Sandals 2.0 product. Hey there, my name is Addison. I have the pleasure to lead a great Caribbean-based team across Reliant Destinations, MyCaribbeanLuxury.com, and Reliant Pickleball Vacations. Thank you so much for taking a moment to stop here on the Mr TraveLux YouTube channel, your one go-to non-stop place for everything sandals and beaches content. Without further ado, Sandals Caribbean Cay, everything you want to know here for 2026. Let's go. So the first big thing, this is not just a rename, there's truly a lot happening. First, in terms of rooms, Sandals is adding 84 new rooms, which will bring the total to 291 rooms and suites across the resort. This new mix of rooms will also include some sky pool suites like we've seen over at Sandals in Barbados, Sandals Negril now, and of course Sandals Grenada for years and years, just to name some examples. We will also see some swim-up suites and also some ocean view butler suites that are going to be brand new. Those will be coming around June of 2027. Speaking of adding things, some of you might know, some of you may not know that our team at Reliant Destinations, we're actually headquartered in Montego Bay, Jamaica, which is just of course across the road from this old Sandals Royal Caribbean, and now where Sandals Caribbean Cay will be. We are exclusive sandals and beaches experts and have so many different value offerings for our clients, but a couple of things which we want to mention, some which are already here and some which are brand new that you want to know about. So 3 tools really quick that you don't want to miss. The very first one is something we've had for about a year or two and people love, and this is a little quiz on our website, MyCaribbeanLuxury.com, where you can go, you can have a look, and you can answer a few questions to see which of the Sandals or beaches resorts are best suited for you. And yes, as we speak, we're updating that to include all the new things about Sandals Caribbean Cay. On the website, you will also find a value checker tool, which allows you to make sure you have the best value if you already happen to book your stay. Of course, it's best for those of you who haven't booked your stay yet, contact a sandal specialist like ourselves, and we're happy to help make sure you have the very best value from the start. But it's never too late, of course, to make sure you have that best value and you can have a look there. On the third item, it's a brand new tool that we're so excited about called 𝗏𝗏. And 𝗏𝗏 is the world's very first 24/7 sandals and beaches AI expert. It's essentially my brain downloaded into this chatbot. And it's not just a normal chatbot, it has been trained specifically about everything sandals and beaches, and we're constantly updating it. It can answer questions about almost any room or suite, about any product. It can compare resorts for you, and it can even pull live pricing and even take booking details for free room holds. So make sure to have a checkout of that. It's 𝗏𝗏 on MyCaribbeanLuxury.com. Continuing on with new things that are going to be happening happening at Sandals Caribbean Cay, one of the things that I'm excited about is a new open-air arrival concept. Those of you who might have been to the old Sandals Royal Caribbean know that sometimes it was a little bit of a dated feel whenever you arrived. So the foyer itself often was a little bit dark, it felt a little bit historic, which for some people they did like that, but it was a little bit of a cramped feel. It wasn't necessarily the feel that you would hope to experience right as you arrived in a tropical paradise for your vacation. Beyond this open air arrival experience, we're going to see so many other things. One thing that I'm really excited about is going to be the new reimagined pool. So the pool there definitely needed some work in my opinion, and that pool is just going away entirely. So as I mentioned, this is not just a new sign slapped on an old resort. This is a complete overhaul. And so this new pool is going to be a really long infinity pool that goes all the way from that open air arrival experience and looks all the way out towards the beach there. And so it's going to be a nice infinity pool in a very long format. If you happen to Sandals St. Vincent and the Grenadines, I think this is going to be a good example of kind of what that pool is going to look like, except this pool is actually going to be all the way towards the beach, unlike the one at St. Vincent and the Grenadines. For fitness lovers, there will be a new fitness center, and this will be an ocean view fitness center. There's only a few resorts that have it like this, and I love it whenever there's an ocean view because there's nothing like being able to have your workout and look out the window and get a truly tropical feel. A lot of the other properties, they have great fitness centers, but they're often secluded or kind of pushed away where there's no view whatsoever. It's just do your workout and leave. So now this new fitness center is going to have a great nod towards that true tropical beauty that you want to experience at all moments during your vacation. The overwater concept is also having a complete overhaul, so those beautiful overwater villas there on the private island, yes, that will remain here at Sandals Caribbean Cay. Those are having a complete overwork, and we'll talk about more what's happening on that private island also here in a moment. So if you loved Sandals Royal Caribbean for the small factor, but you definitely thought the resort needed some more wow, a little bit more pop, more modernity, and definitely some more freshness brought in, well, this update is going to address that complaint directly, and honestly is more than an update. Like I said, this is taking this resort in a brand new way towards the true expectations that we see at Sandals 2.0. Being that this resort, the historical Sandals Royal Caribbean, was the one that was across from our office at Reliant Destinations, this is a resort which I probably visited more times than any other resort in the portfolio just by default. And I always did feel that this resort needed a little bit of love. There were some things I definitely loved about this. I always loved Bombay dining, for example, and I did like some of the more traditional feels of it, but I always thought that there needed to be a really big amount of changes brought to this property. And so for me personally, I am really excited to see that that is happening. I've been to every one of the Sandals and Beaches resorts many times, and especially these newer ones with the Sandals 2.0 touches, you can definitely see the satisfaction of the guests, even those that were skeptical at first. And so having watched that firsthand, I'm really excited to see those changes come and take place here for Sandals Caribbean Cay. Now let's talk about food shift in a culinary perspective. You see, food is so important, and if you're a foodie like myself, if you've been around here on the Mr TraveLux YouTube channel, you'll know I talk a lot about food. It's something which I love, and I'm also a former restaurateur. So for me, food has been a big part of my life. When I used to dine here at Sandals Royal Caribbean, I never really felt there was a wow factor. My favorite place was always Bombay, of course, with the Indian food, which by the way is staying, so I'm very happy about that fact. But all in all, the truth of the matter is that I was never really impressed by the culinary offerings here at this resort, and I often found myself eating off-site or even going across or down the road, I should say, to Sandals Montego Bay to eat somewhere like Butch's Chop House there. So right now, when it comes to food, there's a lot happening, and let's go ahead and talk about that. The old Sandals Royal Caribbean, it always leaned very heavily on the intimate offshore island perspective, and really with food, it really focused on the Royal Thai restaurant, which was there traditionally, which began to be a little bit of an aged concept over the years. Now Sandals Caribbean Cay, it feels more grounded in the storytelling of Jamaica and the Caribbean as a whole. And for those of you who are not aware, the Sandals 2.0 concept, that's what it's about. It's about the experiential nature, not just coming and staying in a resort, but feeling the true ambiance and the vibe and the authenticity of the location of which you are staying when you go to any of these Sandals or Beaches properties across the portfolio. And so yes, we're going to see this resort not just headed towards that, but I think we'll see it exceeding that expectation for Sandals 2.0 in terms of authenticity. And when we look at the new dining concepts that are coming as well, you can definitely see that it is going to do that very well. Oh, by the way, with this shift in the name, I'm also a big fan of this because over the years, there's been a lot of confusion just in terms of people searching on the internet or people getting confused by terms by the cruise line Royal Caribbean and then of course Sandals Royal Caribbean as a resort. So this differentiation here should really assist with that and definitely give more clarity in terms of what people are searching for. But continuing with dining, one aspect that I'm really excited about is 𝗪𝗲. I know I mentioned it in a recent video, but this video is even more updated because things have changed since that old video. But 𝗪𝗲 is something I'm excited about. It is Jamaica comfort food, and it's not just normal comfort food, but it is Jamaica comfort food that is served in your table style. And this is served basically with the idea that it is the communal aspect, almost like what you would have as a family or a small group dinner together, where you order tapas style. And so instead of having one large dish where you have to, take a gamble and say, is that what I want to have? In this instance, you order a lot of different things, smaller plates to the table, and then you share those amongst your table. And so this concept was actually tried out first in the old Oleander room at Sandals Montego Bay. And this was a concept that was switched over there about a year ago. And so I'm really excited to see this because that was a really monumental shift that people really enjoyed. A lot of the Caribbean food, the truth of the matter is that some people who are visiting, guests just don't understand what the actual items on the menu are. There are a lot of traditional Caribbean and of course Jamaican specific items which are food items which are just not well known by, for example, people coming out of the USA or Canada or the UK that might be coming to visit. And so instead of having to gamble on a dish of which you're not sure about, in this instance, you can try a lot of different things without having to worry about wasting a lot of different food. One thing I didn't mention in the other recent video is about the keynote rum bar. And so this is going to be an awesome rum bar because we have seen the concept of rum a little bit in the past, and then we've seen Sandals 2.0 really dive deeper into this. I can give you an example. So at Sandals Dunn's River, which up until now has been the most modern and newest of the Sandals resorts on the island of Jamaica, Sandals Dunn's River has the Dunn's Rum Club, which has been an absolute hit. And so we're going to see a very similar version of this, but with a unique twist here at Sandals Caribbean Cay. And so here, this is going to be a rum club, which will be open until very, very late, or should I say early morning hours is the plan at the moment. And the idea with this is an intimate parlor-based setting where you can come, you can relax, you can try some different rums, and you can have a great ambiance, sometimes with live music, a space if you want to play some games, and it's just a great communal area, both if you just want to have somewhere to snuggle up and talk there with the person you're enjoying your vacation with, or if you want to go and make new friends. So you're gonna have all of that here at this Keynote Rum Club. So I'm excited about that. If you're a rum lover or if you're just a socialite, I think you'll have fun there. I know I mentioned it in the last video, but yes, I am so excited also for Heart and Soul. Again, this is a restaurant we saw over in Barbados at the Sandals there, and this is your lighter fare. And this is something which there's been an increased demand for at Sandals, of course, as a lot of consumers out there become a little bit more health and fitness conscious. And so this is where you can do quick grab and go healthy bowls, sandwiches, light snacks, salads, and things like that. So that is coming, and personally, as a salad lover, I'm quite excited for that. So much more is coming, things I've alluded to in some recent videos. We have the Strand, which is going to be a beach grill. We also have Bombay, which I talked about, that fine Indian dining, which is staying. I'm very excited about that. It's also not going to require reservations anymore, which is a great thing. It always required reservations in the past, and so now you can enjoy Bombay without any reservations. We're going to see Tesoro, which is going to be your Italian fare cuisine. We're going to see the Cricketers Pub there remaining, but with a refined style. And of course, Bloom Coffee Shop, shop, which is now expanding across multiple of the Sandals resorts. First tried again at Sandals Dunn's River on the other side of this island. And so that has been such a wonderful, popular thing. Of course, using that really famous Blue Mountain Jamaica coffee, and that Blue Mountain Jamaica coffee is used at all of the Sandals across the Caribbean, but it does come from Jamaica. So getting to have that experience in a refined coffee shop, which also has a really nice array of enhanced pastries compared to the old Café de Paris concept. So we're finally going to see that here at Sandals Caribbean Cay. So all of this shows a meaningful tone shift, less of the old Sandals Royal Caribbean with that kind of cool private island trick, to a more upscale, refined, Jamaica-forward resort that is focused, of course, on high-quality food and authentic experiences. As we dive into the next section, talking about authenticity, yes, let me mention that if you want the best service, the best value, and of course the best expertise each and every time, please don't hesitate to reach out to my team and I at Reliant Destinations. We would always be happy to help. That is hello@reliantdestinations.com. Again, hello@reliantdestinations.com. Again, we are on the ground, Caribbean-based team, and we're always there to help. So yes, if you're not reaching out, you might be missing out. And if you haven't booked yet, we can also do free complimentary room holds if you're not quite sure yet and really want to make sure that you lock in something before pricing or availability changes, even before a deposit. So definitely just drop us a message. Moving on, we'll talk for just a moment about that famous private island, the Sandals Cay there in this new Sandals Caribbean Cay. And so that private island, never fear, it is going nowhere. It was always the heart and staple of this resort in the past, and it's going to be still a pivotal part of the new Sandals 2.0 experience of this property in the future. It's always been a special feature of this particular area, and if it had went away, not just myself, but an endless number of guests would have been absolutely traumatized. So don't worry, it is staying here. And let's talk about what's going to happen there on the private island. First, most of you know, but if you don't, going to that private island, there is a free water transfer that happens. So that kind of experience is going to remain still. So from the main part of the island to the private island, it happens about every 15 minutes. There's just a nice boat that goes back and forth. So you just catch that and hop over without any issue whatsoever. If you are someone that is staying in the private over-the-water villas there on the island, there is even more frequent butler-based on-demand water transportation that is from a small pier directly off of where those over-the-water villas are. And yes, Sandals Cay there, it does stay guest only, and it's going to have a lot of redefinition happening to it. So the beach there is having a nice expansion to it, and it's going to be redefined. The pool there is having a major upgrade. There's going to be the Parasol Beach Club, which is going to add just a whole new ambiance and a new tone to the experience there on the private island. The Jerk Shack there is having a redefinition as well. It's going to be a higher quality offering for all of the guests to experience. Montego Bay has a lot of resorts across that strip there, and so this private island has always been one of the things that made Sandals Royal Caribbean stand out in the past. And so now having that feature, but with all of those other wonderful modern Sandals 2.0 additions we talked about, those things combined is going to make this resort truly stand out as a major competitor, maybe even perhaps the best resort in the Montego Bay area. So now let's talk about what is going to remain the same. First, if you are someone who really liked the older style at Sandals Royal Caribbean, and the thing which you liked most was the more intimate, kind of romantic focused feel, I think some of that will be remaining in spirit, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. I think versus trying to make this a big resort experience, the focus here is an expanded experience with more refined authenticity, with more refined modernity, and of course an enhanced offering of amenities all the way from the food service to the actual experience and all the aspects throughout the resort. And so Sandals as a brand always makes sure that it's not cramming a ton of guests. So even though there are a number of added rooms and suites that are being put onto this property, this property already had quite a bit of space that was being underutilized at the edges that are now being utilized fully. And so with this, I wouldn't worry so much about it losing some of its intimate feel. I think it's still gonna have that added spirit. It's just gonna be in a more refined way than before. For those who are looking for a giant resort experience, this is still not gonna be the place they want to come. That's gonna be somewhere like Sandals 𝗁𝗁𝗆, which to this day remains the largest of the Sandals resorts. Of course, in 𝗁𝗁𝗆 Jamaica, about an hour and a half further into the island than this property. Of course, the stay and play feature is also remaining. So if you are going to this resort and you want to also experience Sandals Montego Bay down the road, which by the way is also having a complete enhancement. It's not going to be quite as a full redo as this property, but pretty close. And so that stay and play is going to be happening between both of these properties, just like before. But now instead of getting 2 for the price of 1, you're getting 2 for the price of 1, 2 brand new resorts, which is awesome. So by booking this Sandals Caribbean Cay in its new format, you're not just getting this awesome property, but you're getting 2 awesome new properties, each with their own unique Sandals 2.0 enhancements. And so I think a lot of you will be very excited to check out what's happening at both of those properties. And so you're definitely going to see guests at both that are wanting to go and have a peek on the other side. And yes, in terms of reopening, these properties are both scheduled to reopen at the same time, which is going to be the 18th of December 2026. Okay, so who should book this property? So I think the Sandals Caribbean Cay is going to be perfect for guests that want a romance-focused, more boutique-style resort, but with the refined elegance of a brand new property. So I think that's what you're going to have here. You're still going to have a lot of that spirit of the traditional and a lot of nods to the historical elements of this property, which has been in this portfolio for a very long time. But now we're going to see it in an enhanced way. So one of the nice things is any property which has a complete overhaul by Sandals, you always see great nods to the past. And so that helps it not lose its authenticity from its historical perspective, but also helps it step into the future in a confident way. And so that's something which you'll be able to experience here. And that's who I think this property is going to be great for. So this will be great for Sandals repeat guests that want something that's very distinctive, or people that have already seen everything and want to try something brand new. This is going to be great for those that are lovers of over-the-water aspects, those who love the private island concept, those that want to try out some of the new restaurants like Bucan, and of course it's also going to be great for those that don't want a long drive from the airport, because again, this is just going to be a 3 to 5 minute drive from the Montego Bay Airport. In terms of who this property is less ideal for, I think that's going to be those that want the maximum food variety, those that want the largest resort, those who want the largest beach, and also those who want the most lively social scene. So I think if those are the top priorities for someone watching this video, perhaps a different property is better. Of course, as I mentioned before, we're happy to help you find which of the properties is best for you. And whenever you do decide, we of course have the best value. We go off the back end of Sandals system and of course have that on the ground team there to support you. So that's hello@ReliantDestinations.com. So the final verdict, is Sandals Caribbean Cay worth booking? I would say yes, with the right expectations. This will definitely feel like a true upgrade compared to the old Sandals Royal Caribbean. You're going to have that enhanced story, you're going to have the refined food, you're going to have more authenticity in the actual island experience, a sharper private island concept, enhanced and brand new rooms, and overall more reason to purposefully choose this resort instead of it just being a default option. Will it crack my top 5 Sandals resorts for next year's top 5 ranking video? Well, we'll have to see about that. I'm not sure yet, but you definitely better believe that I will be one of the first, if not the first, people there in the resort as soon as it is all polished, getting you all of the footage and of course putting out a resort tour video for you here on this channel. So make sure to keep your eyes peeled for that. Overall, I expect that Sandals Caribbean Cay is going to go from one of the kind of mid-tier packed Sandals resorts to one of the most interesting and unique resorts in the Sandals portfolio. And so I look forward to giving you more information about that. And of course, I want to also thank you for taking your time to stop here on the Mr TraveLux YouTube channel. As always, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe. We would love to make sure that all of our future videos are there for you when you need them. And of course, don't don't be shy to share this with any friends or family of whom you think it might be applicable. And finally, as mentioned before, any way that my team and I can be of assistance, that's hello@ReliantDestinations.com. There's also a QR code here on the screen for you. We look forward to seeing you back here on the channel very, very soon, and I hope that maybe we'll even cross paths one day in this exciting brand new resort, Sandals Caribbean Cay. Take care, we'll see you back here next time.